This truly might be the end of the Deontay Wilder reign. Because he might just not ever have a second reign as a champion in the heavyweight division. I mean, let's just think about this logically for a minute. I mean, let's say he goes on to face Tyson Fury, which he pretty much is, right? I know it's not confirmed, but he's pretty much, it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. Now, I'm picking Tyson Fury to win again, right? Now, obviously, this is heavyweight boxing. Deontay Wilder could, land that miracle right hand, but I don't see it happening. I don't see that happening. I see Tyson Fury doing the exact same thing he did last time around and beating him. Let's say Fury beats him. Now, that's 2 losses in a row to Tyson Fury, right? At that point, Wilder's going to have to go to the back of the line, okay? He's going to have to go back and work his way back up, right? He's not going to be fighting Anthony Joshua, okay? Because Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, they're going to be trying to make that fight happen, 100%. That's going to be like the fight that is in everyone's radar after Fury beats Deontay Wilder. What is Wilder going to be doing in that time when they're trying to build up the Fury versus Joshua fight? Wilder's going to be fighting in-house fights in the PBC, right? For in-house PBC fights. Guys maybe like Charles Martin. He might have a rematch with Dominic Brazil because he's also a PBC guy. We might see him against Andy Ruiz. Maybe even Adam Konecki, because all those guys are PBC guys. Don't be surprised if you hear Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz 3. But he's going to be fighting those guys. Now, this year, Deontay Wilder turns 35. I already said this in the past, but I'll say it again. I think Deontay Wilder is, there's a saying, right? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Now, Deontay Wilder, I feel that the way he could become a champion in the future would be if he were to change his style up, right? Learn how to fight in the inside. Learn how to do other things besides depend on the right hand. You can't just depend on one punch in boxing. It just doesn't work that way, as Wilder found out. So I think that Wilder is not going to be able to change himself, like his fighting style. I don't think he's going to be able to change. I think he's an old dog now at 35. You have to remember, he spent 15 years just being mesmerized by his own power. He says it himself, I can't believe sometimes my power scares me. So Deontay Wilder has been basically spent 15 years since he started to learn boxing, just basically perfecting his right hand. So how can you teach Wilder at 35? At 35, people were saying that Wilder, it looks like an amateur. He fights like an amateur because he started boxing late. Well, if you spend 15 years just basically trying to perfect your right hand, how are you going to learn everything, all the fundamentals of boxing technique at 35 years old? I just don't see him being able to do that. He's getting older. He's getting slower. His reflexes are getting slower. Okay. Tyson Fury already set the blueprint how to beat him. You could walk Wilder down. People always felt that all you had to do was outbox Wilder because they saw him losing rounds when you just outboxed him. But what Fury showed is you could walk Wilder down. Stick that left jab in his face, you could walk him down. You could beat him up because he can't fight backing up. He definitely can't fight backing up. All right? You take away that right hand, it's over. So now other fighters out there, they're going to have confidence when they fight Deontay Wilder. They're going to be like, oh, this guy's not as scary as I perhaps thought he was before, right? Now when Dillian White fights him, or anybody else, maybe Adam Konecki, right? Maybe one of these young up-and-coming heavyweights. Maybe even Joseph Parker. When they fight Deontay Wilder, if they fight him in the future, they're going to have more confidence. They're going to know that you can walk this man down. And it's going to take him years to build himself back up. And in that time, we might have Tyson Fury as the champion, or we might have Anthony Joshua as the champion. Now, do you guys think that Deontay Wilder could beat Anthony Joshua? I'm pretty sure most people are going to say no, especially what we saw here. I know that now if Anthony Joshua were to fight him, he'll have more confidence in himself, right? He knows he could walk down Deontay Wilder, right? And if Fury could hurt Deontay Wilder, I'm 100% certain Anthony Joshua will be able to hurt him. So I just don't see Wilder's I just don't see like there being any hope for Deontay Wilder to become a champion again. I know that Anthony Joshua regained his belts, and I know that Tyson Fury just beat Deontay Wilder and he became a champion again, the WBC champion, but it's different for them. First of all, Anthony Joshua has more tools in his arsenal than somebody like Deontay Wilder. He doesn't just depend on one punch, right? So he had the ability to use his legs and box. So when he sat there and he saw his fight with Andy Ruiz, he realized, okay, the mistake I made was I stood in front of Andy Ruiz. That's what you need. That's what Andy Ruiz wants. I stood in the pocket against him. I gave him the advantage and he caught me. So what I got to do, I got to make him chase me. I got to make him follow me. So I got to use my legs. And because Anthony Joshua had more tools in his arsenal, he showed that he was able to use his footwork to outbox a dude. And he did that against Ruiz, and he beat him and regained his belts. When it comes to Tyson Fury, everyone has been known that Tyson Fury is not just like a one-trick pony. He has the ability to walk a guy down. He has the ability to smother guys. He has the ability to fight southpaw. He has the ability to fight orthodox. He has the ability to change his style. He doesn't just fight in one style, right? The Tyson Fury who fought Deontay Wilder the first time is a different Tyson Fury who fought him the second time. He has the ability to change his style depending on the opponent he's fighting. So that's why these guys were able to come back and regain their belts. When it comes to Deontay Wilder, he doesn't have that. When have you seen Deontay Wilder change his style? When have you seen Deontay Wilder not depend on only his right hand? Like, have you ever seen Deontay Wilder go into a fight and just neglect his right hand completely and then all of a sudden just go like on the inside, do Evander Holyfield, start pushing back an opponent, start mauling him, start throwing uppercuts? You never see that. It's always him throwing that crazy right hand because that's all he's thinking about when he fights. I can land my right hand. I can land my right hand. And he neglects everything. Right? So that's why I don't see him regaining the belts, because now fighters figure out, okay, this guy only depends on one punch, his right hand. I just got to take that away from him and I'll be able to beat him. Now, obviously, there's not going to be fighters out there that could do what Tyson Fury did. They don't have his athleticism. They don't have his ability to his defensive skills. But I don't see none of those fighters being able to beat champions, right? You would have to be a champion. It would have to be like a weak champion, and then Wilder would have to fight him, and then you could knock him out. But I don't see anyone any fighter who, I don't see a lot of heavyweights being able to beat Tyson Fury right now. All right. I think Tyson Fury beats Dillian White. I think his style is good enough to beat someone like Dillian White. I think the Anthony Joshua fight, I think that's a 50-50 fight. It depends how Joshua comes into that fight. I would imagine Joshua will be the aggressor in that fight because I think that's how you beat Fury. I think you have to be aggressive against him. But that's a 50-50 fight. That's a fight that could go either way. Joshua could win, but Fury could win as well. So I think as long as these two guys are active, I think Joshua and Fury might be the two dominant heavyweight champions, or the two dominant guys in the heavyweight division. And I don't see Wilder beating both of them. So he's basically screwed, Deontay Wilder, especially at his age now. So we might just see Deontay Wilder have a few more fights after he loses to Fury, but never regain the heavyweight championship belt and just retire, as a 5-year long reign champion, the BBC champion. Anyway, guys, I have to say, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'm out. Bye.